So this was not on my bingo sheet for this week. I did not see this coming, but there are rumors being put out by Multiplayer First, and they'll explain where they came from and where this started, because it actually started with the Polish podcasters Rock and Boris. And, Spark notes, there's a rumor that The Witcher 3 is going to get new DLC next year. What? Yeah, apparently. Let's see what they say. So this year, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is celebrated. It already did. Its 10th anniversary. CDPR not only extended support for The Witcher 3 mods to PS5 and Xbox consoles, but also announced that later this year, cross-platform mod support would be introduced for PC and consoles. Booyah! That's awesome. Love to see it. But it seems there's more to come. According to Polish podcasters Rock and Boris, CDPR isn't finished with The Witcher 3. They are reportedly planning a third DLC for the game set to release next year. What? This DLC would follow the previous two, Blood and Wine and Hearts of Stone. However, this third DLC is not being developed by CDPR itself, but by Fool's Theory, a company founded by former key devs of The Witcher 3, including Kuba Rokosz. Rokosz? I'm not sure. One of the most important quest designers for The Witcher 3. Per the video, which is machine translated because we do not speak Polish. Let's move on to our main topic. From the information we have collected, it turns out that the announced mysterious project by CDPR made by Fool's Theory is a story-driven DLC for The Witcher 3. This is confirmed information from several independent sources. The video added, what we know is that this is a DLC for The Witcher 3 based on one piece of information. I can't confirm it any further, but the earliest it could be out is in the future year, so 2026. We also more or less know the order of the releases. First, mods for consoles, then DLC for The Witcher 3, then The Witcher 4, and then finally the remake of The Witcher 1. It is not known if this DLC will be free or sold as premium DLC, nor when it will be out. There is no official confirmation yet about the existence of the third DLC for The Witcher 3, so for now, treat this with a grain of salt, as is the case with every rumor. If we had to hazard a guess, this third DLC most likely won't be as expansive as Blood and Wine and Hearts of Stone, just due to the reason the developers are all making The Witcher 4. I'm guessing it is being done to connect The Witcher 3 more cleanly with The Witcher 4. Basically as sort of a quick mini setup, a pitch up so they can hit it out of the park with The Witcher 4. That's my assumption. Now, does this make sense? Question mark. Actually, I've heard crazier things. I've heard crazier things. Fool's Theory is actually a very solid developer. If you've not played The Thaumaturge, it is, I believe, their first game. Looks like they also helped on Baldur's Gate 3 and stuff, but they are, of course, founded by former Witcher 3 devs, and they were also contracted to work on the Witcher remake, and they have some other stuff that they're working on as well. But the Thaumaturge was out, and I think we can actually go here and you can see it. It's a very interesting game released earlier last year. It has this very unique combat system that's based around time of actions, as you can see up here. It's very interesting and pretty well written. It's a little clunky, but it's pretty solid. So seeing them potentially being tapped to work on a Witcher 3 DLC is not the craziest thing I've ever seen. They know what they're doing. Now, what would be surprising is going back into the tool set for The Witcher 3, going back into the Red 3 engine or whatever, and then building quest lines in that. But again, weirder things have happened, so it's not necessarily impossible. But what I think, again, this perhaps is it's sort of like get familiarized with the Witcher world, because there's founders of the studio that worked on The Witcher 3, sure, but there's a lot of people that work at Fool's Theory who did not work on The Witcher 3, who got hired after the fact. So they perhaps are like seeing this as a way of easing the team into the world of The Witcher, since they're going to be working on The Witcher 1 remake in full production after this. So it's kind of like get the team working on the DLC, get familiarized with it, build some assets, get familiarized with the writing and all of that. It also is an excuse for CDPR to share a lot of narrative details with the team about The Witcher 4 to set up The Witcher 4 with this DLC. And here's the other piece that's uncomfortable to talk about, but we have to acknowledge it. The Witcher 3 is a decade old. We are officially old, ladies and gents. By the time The Witcher 4 comes out, it will potentially have been like 12, 13 years since the last game. Like, there were people who were toddlers when The Witcher 3 came out who will be entering junior high and high school when Witcher 4 comes out. So of course they never played The Witcher 3. They have no exposure to it other than maybe the Netflix show. Starts to make sense why they would want to reintroduce people to The Witcher 3, right? Starts to make sense. Like you want to reintroduce them in the right context, right? And this is the same thing that's going on with a lot of different IP. It's same problem for like Elder Scrolls, where it's been so long since those games that you have to kind of reintroduce the younger generation of gamers, not reintroduce, but just introduce the younger generation of gamers to this thing that they're gonna love, but that they never had a reason for trying. And I think that that's a big component of moves like this, is to just be like, hey, go back and play The Witcher 3. There's a new DLC to excite you into it. They can get a lot of earned media, YouTubers and streamers and stuff will all boot up The Witcher 3 again. You'll see a bunch of people flooding back to it and flooding into it for the first time. And they'll play it and be like, oh, now I'm excited for The Witcher 4. And you just kind of try to shove the like Netflix Witcher out of the way, and you get to reframe it the way you want to. I think that that's why this makes the most sense. In the same way that like the Oblivion remaster makes sense because it reintroduces it to the old audience and it introduces the IP to a younger audience, because by the time the sequel comes out, it's been so long. You know, they would still perform well, but you'd like that brand awareness to be higher. So I think that that's a component of this as well. Do I think it'll be free or paid? Probably, if I had to hazard a guess, I would guess free, just given how CDPR has handled stuff before. I think they'll do like, hey, free update, and they'll do like a shadow drop. They'll announce it at Summer Games Fest 2026 or something, or like Game Awards 2026, and it's just like available tonight, and they just try to generate a ton of hype for it. And it'll probably only be like 5 hours. Or maybe. Still more than Shattered Space, but it'll probably be very short, and it's literally just to connect The Witcher 3 to The Witcher 4. I think that's the entire idea. Gamescom 2025, maybe. Nah, they're saying it's still next year. So I think maybe Gamescom 26, possibly. But my assumption is that it's probably going to be a little narrative thing where at the end of Blood and Wine, it's been a decade. I feel fine. You know, after, depending on the choices you make, you end the game as Geralt basically at his villa, and it's just kind of like he's revving up for retirement and he's just relaxing, and then whoever you romance shows up to the villa with you and you can have dialogue with them. In my case, I chilled out with Yen, you know, at the villa, and I believe if you screw up both romances between Yen and Triss, Ciri shows up. If she was in one of the endings. I don't know if it's just one ending that she can show up or if it's 2 or 3. I don't recall exactly. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since I dove into the details of the endings of The Witcher 3. But I think probably what they will do, or it's Dandelion. You're right. If she doesn't, then Dandelion shows up. Yes. Okay. It's coming back. So my guess is it's after all of that. Geralt's at the villa. Maybe they do something where it's like 5 years later or something. And Geralt's chilling at his villa and you see it built up and all fanciful and maybe some things have been tweaked. And then it's just something where like you need to help Ciri escape, or you need to help Ciri go and find this one contract that takes her off. And maybe the whole point of the DLC is that now you're seeing a more mature Ciri and you get to see her from Geralt's perspective with all these new abilities and stuff that will be used in The Witcher 4. And maybe you do a monster hunt with her as like a final send off, setting it up to basically literally pass the torture. Maybe what they even do is like a little thing where, you know, Geralt shares his medallion with her or something like that. Like just something symbolically passing the torch or sword or medallion or whatever over to her as they set up the next game. That's my guess. Stop activating my speaker. Sorry, not sorry. You chose to have a Ciri. Now
live with the consequences.
She was already overpowered in The Witcher 3. Well, maybe that's the other thing. Maybe what they do, because this was something we speculated about when they first announced The Witcher 4. I think they're going to have to get rid of her power somehow, right? Like, because I don't think you can have a full game where she's totally god level, right? So maybe now what they're gonna do is this DLC is exploring how she loses those powers and how they basically do like the God of War 3 thing where they strip her of all of her abilities and just are like, you start literally at the bottom of the mountain start over. Like literally start from the beginning. Maybe they show that. Maybe that's the like incident that this is written around. I don't know. If they release a new DLC, I'll replay the whole game once again. Yeah, I think we all will. Give me a reason, please. Give me a reason. So I think all of this sounds very viable. It doesn't frankly surprise me. And I think it's very, very possibly true that this could be happening. I've not personally heard any confirmation of this, but it does make sense. You know, it passes the gut check. It passes the gut check. If it's false, CDPR should, and I think will, come out and be like, no. We are going to do mod support. We're so excited. People are excited for all of this, but don't get excited for a DLC. We do not have any plans for another DLC. Don't get your hopes up. If it's false, they will come out and say that because they don't want people to like be pissed a year from now when there's no DLC for The Witcher 3 again. But if they stay quiet, which so far they have, I think that I think that will be pretty interesting. You know, I think that'll be pretty interesting. So anyway, very exciting, very exciting. We'll see if they correct it. But again, this was posted yesterday, very early in the morning. It has been a solid like 36 hours ish since this was published, and no official statement from CDPR. So they know about it. I'm sure they've gotten lots of emails. I guess we'll see. ... Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. He took my thing.